Hey team, this is George. Welcome to week 3. Take a look at what we're going to do this week. This is our first discussion, and it's all about organizational health. Now, I love this graphic because one, build a cohesive leadership team. Two, create clarity. Three, over communicate clarity, and then four, reinforce clarity. Do you happen to notice a theme here? It's all about clarity. Get real clear, but it all starts with a cohesive leadership team. If you don't have that cohesive team, then there is no such thing as clarity. These other three constructs simply break down, and it breaks down your team, and that means you have poor organizational health. So the key here is to build that cohesive leadership team and then communicate in a way that is extremely clear, over communicate it, and then reinforce it with actions. Actions make everything clear. And then first in this discussion, we're supposed to download and develop the playbook. I love this playbook because it forces us to look at these questions. Why do we exist? Why do we behave? What do we do? How will we succeed? And what is important right now? Who must do what? So in other words, I especially love the who must do what question. They're all great, but the who must do what lets the leader know that they can't do it alone. It takes all of us to do it. And how do we get others to do things that support the mission, support the goals of the organization, and enjoy doing it? Right here, cohesive leadership, create clarity, over communicate clarity, then reinforce clarity, so it all comes together. And as a leader, you want to carry your playbook around, because as you are going through your day, you always want to be able to refer back to it and keep the focus on clarity. So that's our first discussion, and then let's go back to our second one. Can you tell that I'm a little passionate about that first topic? It's something near and dear. Without that cohesive leadership team and clarity, then your organization simply will not be healthy. It will not. Performance evaluations and sexual harassment. This conversation always has some good uh, thoughts and context going with it as well. You're going to read the case 8.1 located in chapter 8 of our text, and it focuses on performance evaluations and sexual harassment, because things can come up, and if you're not aware of it, if you have a blind spot for it, like we like to say, things such as sexual harassment manifesting itself within performance evaluations can happen, and it can happen quickly. So this is an excellent discussion forum to look at something that's not really a binary choice. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. It's in that gray area where we need to look at things, talk about it, have a dialogue, and then come to some conclusion. So very rarely is something just binary yes or no, especially in terms of performance evaluations, because different things can be hiding different, like in this case, sexual harassment may be something influencing the performance evaluation, and we're going to talk about it, look at it, and see how it could be. Maybe it's not. So it's not going to be just a binary yes or no. We're going to come to a conclusion, but then we're going to support it with all of our outside sources and everything else, because it is easy to do that. When it comes to performance evaluations, since we're talking about them, it's easy to implement things that are not objective. You can always let subjective things come in, and I don't mean that in a good way either, because if somebody, let's say, doesn't doesn't have the same ideas as you do as a leader, may have some ideas that are slightly different, take a different path, but still go towards the same goal, you may not be supporting them as much. So that can actually come in and reflect in performance evaluations. So this is going to be a good discussion as well, because one thing that can fix that and help mitigate all of that is discussion and seeing that murky gray area that we consistently work within. So I hope you have been enjoying the past couple weeks discussions, and let's carry on with these. I appreciate the depth that people are going into by supporting what they're saying, because it's one thing to throw out an idea, but then it's another to important. So let's have a fantastic week.